Hi everyone, so I'm back and I was just looking at myself in the video and I can't believe how much my hair has grown. And if you followed me, you've seen that I've always had a very pixie haircut. And now I'm kind of like finding it very difficult to maneuver my hair because I haven't had it this long in such a long time. And so you'll be seeing me with little barrettes and hair bands and just anything to get my hair settled because it's so puffy. Well, enough about that. I'm drinking right now. My favorite tea right now is it's an organic ginger pear white tea, and it's by Trader Joe's. And if you don't have a Trader Joe's where you live, all you have to do, I used to do this when I lived in Puerto Rico. I would sip some hot water, I would dice some fresh pear, and I would put a little piece of fresh ginger, and then I would sweeten it up with a little bit of agave. So you could go ahead and have this. And I'm having it in my Inspire mug, which I used in my event that I had this past Friday. My event is called is called Connect, Recycle, and Inspire. And so connect meaning you connect with the other people, and recycle, it's we swap. So you bring your things that you don't wear or use, and we swap around. So we kind of have like a free shopping. And inspire is basically just sharing your story with other women, and seeing your true nature, not necessarily the exterior of you, just pretty much who you are deep down inside. And that's inspirational to everyone. When you're transparent, that's where the light from above is able to shine through, and you're able to do amazing things. And this is where this was birthed. This was birthed because, as you know, as you've been following me, I've been really trying to be in the present moment of every moment. And it's being in the now. And in that now, this was birthed, this idea of doing this, opening my home and doing a vegan demonstration, because that's my gift, that's my talent. I love food. And now that I'm eating a more gentle and compassionate diet, I want to share this with the world. I want to share this with everyone. So what better way to open my home and to do a vegan demonstration? So I did a vegan demonstration on a fruit tart. And so I did a video, so I want you to see it. I didn't take the whole video because obviously I was conducting the demo. But it was just it's a little glimpse so that you could see how this night turned out. And it was such a really nice night. The women that came were from different walks, different ages, and we all took a little bit from each other. And my true goal is that these little connect, recycle, and inspired evenings could go out throughout the whole country. And so a little ripple effect will happen. And that night, I was able to raise $100 to go towards this orphanage called the Lily of the Valley Orphanage in Mexico. And so from this little idea was birthed this beautiful act of kindness to give to somebody else that has no relation to me. And so see the magic, the ripple. So what is birthed out of you and what you want to do from your heart, from your true nature, it's able to bless and touch somebody else. So with this money, I'm able to touch, or we're able to touch, these children that are so far away from us. And that night, we were all able to touch one another with our stories and with our presence. And we all left with a lot of cool stuff. And everyone left, I'm hoping they enjoyed the food tart and the hot chocolate. So here is a little glimpse of what happened that night. Bye. And also 2 books that I'm reading. I want to start doing this because I want to be able to share what's been feeding my soul and what's been giving me ideas. And so I got this book called Yum University. Here you go. And this book is basically, it has a bunch of recipes, plant-based recipes. And even if you're not vegan or vegetarian, but you want to think of ideas of how can I cook this broccoli one more time, or how can I do this and that. Her book is so cool. It has so many pictures and it has so many ideas. And it gives kind of like a little story about how she became vegan. Another book that I've been reading, and not really reading, but I've been actually reading and typing. I once heard on this interview about this kid who's like 17 years old, and he quit school and he went traveling around the world. And so he came back and he actually wanted to write about his adventures. But since he didn't have a high school degree, he pretty much couldn't write. So what he did is he went into Google and he Googled this century's best, writer, and a bunch of writers came up. And so F. Scott Fitzgerald was one of the best writers, fiction writers in our century. And so he got a book, and what he did is he typed the whole book verbatim, by word by word. So that way he was able to see the style and his punctuation and how creative you could be in being descriptive in your stories. So that's what I'm doing. I'm actually reading F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby. And so I'm right now on page, I've typed so far 4 pages. So that's another idea for you to do. So if you're not a good writer, if you're not a good speller, you don't have a clue in grammar, pick up a writer that is, the best of the best and copy. You're not going to put it out there. It's not like you're plagiarizing. You're just copying and learning his style. So that's what I'm doing. So along with Chi Running, I'm doing that too. I'm already done with that book. But anyways, so have a beautiful day and enjoy my video. Bye. And also I put cayenne pepper. So cayenne pepper, 2 hot chilies, and so today I'm going to make a tart, a fruit tart. And I decided to, I chose a fruit tart because all 3 of the layers you could use separately. You could use for breakfast, you could use for a snack, you could use for dessert. And it's very simple and it's so impressive. I have 4 figs here. So we're going to see how many tarts.
Were they dried figs or
dried figs? Okay. Dried figs. So
can you use dates too? You
could use dates, but in this particular recipe, I'm using figs and 1 date, and I soak them in water. So we're gonna put in our figs and our date, and just make sure that you take off the pit from the date because. Okay. So then you have the figs, 2 tablespoons of coconut, unshredded sweetened coconut. 2 tablespoons of sesame seed, raw sesame seed. That's it. 2 tablespoons of flaxseed.
Okay. Is it ground or a regular?
Ground. And then cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and a pinch of salt. That's it. And then juice of lemon. Everything is healthy. So it's like when you're eating it, you don't have to be like, oh my gosh, I only have to eat half of it. You can eat the whole thing. So just 4 walnuts. 1.
Okay. That's all?
Yeah. 2.